Welcome. This is part 2 of the Superhuman project. This is actually my second recording because I ranted for a very long time and then I realized that my microphone was not on, so yay me. But last episode I talked about your I am statements and the conversation that you have inside your head with yourself. Today, I want to talk about responsibility. I want to begin this with a story that I heard a long time ago. Some of you may have heard it before. The story goes as follows. There are 2 children that were raised by an abusive alcoholic father. They were treated like crap their entire childhood and never really got to experience their childhood. And these kids grew up, and when they were 21 years old, a reporter caught up to them. And one of the kids had grown up to be a businessman. He has a net worth of over $1 million. He never drank a day in his life. He became a successful father, a successful husband, accomplished all of the dreams that he had in his life. The second son, he went on and he became an alcoholic. He became just like his father. He became abusive and angry and hated the world. And the reporter asked both of the kids, "How did you become who you are today?" Both of them answered, "I watched my father." With that being said, guys, that takes me to the topic that I want to talk about, which is taking responsibility for your actions. You see, sometimes in life, we're dealt cards that we can't control. We're given a stack of cards and a stack of chips that we might not have asked for. We may not have had anything to do with the situation, but it's given to us nonetheless. You are not responsible, and it's not your fault. Let me rephrase that. It's not your fault that things happen to you in life, that you are dealt the cards that you have. It's not your fault that a hurricane came through and destroyed your house. It's not your fault that somebody cheated on you. It's not your fault that you got screwed over in a job, but it is your responsibility to come back from that. It is your responsibility to act in a manner that serves you and benefits you at the end of the day. We as people, the hardest thing that we have to do, the hardest thing for any of us to do is admit our fault in certain situations. Because we all have this image built up in our head that we're perfect and that we don't make mistakes and things happen to us that we can't control. And if something bad happens, it's immediately somebody else's fault. I lost a job because the other guy was better than me. My team lost the game because their team was just better. Had nothing to do with us. And that's the story that we keep telling ourselves. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't matter what cards you're dealt. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility to play the hell out of those cards to the best of your ability and to give it everything that you have. And that's going to tie into how you see yourself. Because see, you can try to fool yourself. You can try to tell yourself the story that the world should feel sorry for you and that everything happens to you and boo-hoo. You spilled your spaghetti. But your subconscious mind, see, is very, very smart. And it knows that every time you don't live up to your code, live up to your own expectations, every time you make a decision that you are not proud of, even if you try to lie to yourself about it and justify it, your subconscious brain knows that you made a decision that you are not happy with. And it builds your self-image and self-respect based upon those statements and those singular moments that you have nothing to do with, but everything to do with at the same time. It's crazy how that works, isn't it? It's paradoxical. Now, with that being said, how do you take responsibility for your actions? How do you take responsibility for the things that go on in your life? You see, no matter how bad you're feeling, no matter what emotional state you're in, no matter what physical state you're in, it is always a choice that you make to act some way or act another. Let me give you an example. You know, a lot of you guys will use the gun to your head argument. But see, even in that situation, you're in full control. Let me explain. Let's say you're at a restaurant and you're on a diet and you're going carb-free for the night. So you only ordered a steak, you didn't order anything else with it. The guy comes in, points a gun at your head, he goes, "You're going to order the spaghetti right now, or I'm going to shoot you in the head." Boom, right there. Instantly, most people would say, Just order the spaghetti and live. You have no choice in the matter. You either die or you do it. But see, that's a choice. You can choose to live up to your code and your standard and not order the upsetty spaghetti. Or you take the bullet in the head. Either way, you have a choice. Although you don't control the circumstances around the choice, you don't control the guy or why he's so dead set on making you get the upsetty spaghetti. Maybe he had a bad day. Doesn't matter. The fact remains that you have a choice to either go to his will and bend to his will, or die for what you believe in. It's still a choice. Now, a lot of the decisions that you make in your life are not going to be that serious. They're not going to be gun to your head serious. But those situations, they add up. Every time you make a decision that you think you don't have a decision in, your brain recognizes that and it learns to overcome those by making the same decision later on. If a person approaches you and you get annoyed at them and you snap at them, and in your head you think, that was justified, they deserved me yelling at them. It doesn't matter what the other person deserves. The only thing that matters is how you react to a situation and how you respond. The things that you do and the things that you say, those are the things that you're in control of. Doesn't matter what anybody else around you does. Doesn't matter if they try to persuade you. Because at the end of the day, nobody else can control the things that you do except for you. They can try to influence you. They can try to force you. They can try to make you bend to their will. But at the end of the day, the choice is yours. Nobody can make you do anything except for you. There's only 2 days that are picked out for you in life. 2 days that are predetermined, that you have no control over. Those are the day that you're born and the day that you die. Everything else, you are in control of. How you live your life is going to determine how you feel about yourself, the amount of respect that you have for yourself, and the kind of people that you choose to hang around with. Another very wise quote that I heard a long time ago is, if you show me somebody's group of friends, I'll show you their personality. You see, a lot of people don't realize that we tend to attract the people that resonate with us, resonate with our energy. How we view ourselves, we surround ourselves with the same kind of people that foster that belief. So if you're hanging around with people that you don't like, before judging them, take a look at yourself. Ask yourself why you choose to keep these people in your company. And sometimes the choice isn't as easy as, getting rid of a friend. Sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's a negative family member that you can't just walk away from. But you still have a choice. You can still pull yourself away from the situation. You can still make the best out of that situation. You still have a decision to make in your own right. Now, I'm not saying cut off everybody in your family if they upset you. I mean, we'd all like to do that sometimes if you have a younger or older sibling, But what I'm saying is, distance yourself for a bit. Understand that your reaction to a situation is everything. Your respect for yourself is what's going to determine how you act in any given situation. And the way you build that respect is by taking responsibility for the small things, the small decisions that you make. Own up to the fact that maybe, just maybe, you decided to do that bad thing. Maybe your relationship failed because of you. Because of things that you did and decisions that you made. And maybe you should stop crying about it and work on yourself. Maybe you lost the game because you didn't give it 100%. Yeah, the other team was good, but maybe you could have been better if you just gave it a little bit more. Maybe you didn't get the job because you didn't update your resume. You didn't put your last job in your resume, and now the other guy's resume was better, so he got the job. It's not his fault he had a better resume. It's your responsibility to give everything that you have and not give excuses for the things that are going wrong in your life. Because there are people that have come up in life who started with absolutely nothing. They started with bone dry, bare minimum things. There are people that have come up through the foster care system who have been denied and abused and belittled their entire life, and they still understood the fact that it is in their hands to build the life that they want. So I'm going to end with this. Look at your own life. Pick 5 aspects of your life that you're not happy with right now. 5 things. Doesn't matter what they are, how big or how small. Could be anything from your job to your relationship to your haircut. I don't care. Pick 5 things that you are not happy with. For each one of those 5 things, I want you to put 2 ways that you could start making it better right now. Not next week, not tomorrow, not as a New Year's resolution. I want you to pick 2 decisions that you can make for each one, starting right this second, right after you get done listening to this, to start making that situation better. And once you start, you keep going. You take more and more responsibility. You grow stronger from understanding that you are in complete control. At first, it's going to be terrifying. It's going to be crippling. Because once you realize that it doesn't matter what life offers you, it doesn't matter how crappy your cards are, it's all on you. And that's terrifying. That's a lot of responsibility to take on all at once. It's crippling. But once you get past that shock, once you get past that initial fear that your life is in your hands and nobody else controls you, it is the most liberating experience you will ever fear. And then you realize why you feared it for so long, because you were in control the entire time. Take responsibility for your life today. Don't let anybody else do it for you. You're either going to live the life that You're either going to live the life that everybody else has planned for you and make excuses for why you're not doing it, or you're going to live the life that you decide to live. Done.